Okay, so here's the plan. In about a quarter mile, I'm gonna take a right up here off California 62. I think this is it right here. We're in the middle of the Mojave Desert. I'm taking a right.
Take the next right onto Cadiz Road.
Like Google says, I'm going on to Cadiz Road right here, heading into the middle of goddamn nowhere, probably about another 45 miles.
Continue on Cadiz Road for 46 miles.
Yeah, 46 miles in the middle of nowhere to go up to Cadiz, California to try to possibly ride a short line through the Mojave Desert to Phoenix, leave my van in the desert and come back. As you can see right there, it's the heart of the Mojave. So I'm headed right into the heart of the Mojave Desert. Basically, if you can see up that direction, I think, no, it's that way. So I'm gonna go to that saddle way the hell that direction, about 45 miles, and that's where we're headed. And we're gonna see if I can make this work. I'm gonna stock this train operation and see if I can ride this short line. If so, this is gonna be the Cadiz line. It's the Arizona and California Railroad. They go from Cadiz, they do a swap with BNSF there. So essentially, BNSF brings a train in from Barstow, a real short train, and then the AZCR brings in a real short train. They swap engines onto either train that each one brought. BNSF takes the AZCR train back to Barstow, and AZCR takes the Barstow train back to Parker, Arizona, where it picks up a few more cars, swaps some other cars, and then goes on to Phoenix, Arizona, to the MoC yard down there. That's what I'm going to try to do. We'll see what happens. I'll keep updating on this video because this should be epic. I'm going to have to leave my van in the middle of the desert for a few days, and there's no guarantee I can get back out here. This is the middle of nowhere. I'll show you where that's at when we get out there. But anyway, here we go. So here we are at the Kell-Baker Road exit on the I-40. There's a new plan, and the new plan is I am crazy enough to leave my van in Needles in storage, and I just hitchhiked here with a truck driver. It was awesome. From Needles to Kell-Baker Road, which is a very weird place to get dropped off in the desert, and nobody wanted to pick me up. So I changed my sign, just said west 60 miles. And finally the truck driver that pulled over for me knew where Kell-Baker Road was. He's like, why the hell you want to get dropped off there? And I'm like, well, I got a story for you. So the new plan is we are going to hitchhike from here down to the intersection of Kell-Baker and National Trails Highway, and then try to get another ride or walk out to Cadiz and ride the Cadiz line to Phoenix. Hopefully I can get all the way to Phoenix. And then from Phoenix, I'm going to try to get the Peavine up to Winslow, and from Winslow, take the Transcon back over to Needles, back to my van. So the giant trifecta triangle. If I can ride Cadiz, that's going to be an interesting perspective. Anyway, so I've got my sign right here. You can barely see Amboy Cadiz. I don't usually hitchhike at night. I hate doing that. Never works. I'm just going to give it a try because I don't want to sleep here tonight right by the freeway. And I only have to go like, 25 miles or 18 miles or something that way down there to the junction of those two roads. And then I can just walk the 9 miles or not over to the Cadiz Y. Figure it out. But if I can get a ride tonight, that'd be great. Anyway, that's the new plan. Apparently I'm insane because this is insane, and I don't know why the fuck somebody would want to do something like this. But hopefully I don't get stranded in the desert and die, because I'm going into one of the most remote places in the Mojave Desert with no support except for this freaking 75 pounds worth of gear, water, beer, food for like 5 days that I have. And shit, I just hope I don't die in the Mojave Desert. If nothing else, trains stop at the Cadiz Y, at the signals there on the Transcon, and I can get back on to Barstow or Needles, either way. But I think I'm gonna make it work, and it's gonna fucking happen. And we're riding Cadiz. Update later. Hopefully it's at the Cadiz Y. Definitely not icy. All right, so waking up in the morning, made camp here at the junction of Kelbaker Road and Route 66, the National Trails Highway down here. I ended up walking 11 miles through the night last night from, you can't see it up there, but I-40, you can see the trucks kind of going way the hell up there. And I walked 11 miles down this road last night because nobody would pick me up, and really I didn't want to hitchhike this morning. I wanted to be down here. So yeah, that was a walk. I almost collapsed. I probably cried a few times. But we're here now, and we are going to be going where that car is turning from. We're going to go left towards Cadiz, which is kind of like, I don't know, you can't really see it. You can kind of see the shine of the Y way the hell over there, that shiny rail. But it's 9 miles, and I don't know if I can walk that today. My body is so jacked up from the walk last night that I'm going to try to hitchhike. There's like, nobody goes this way. There's only the people that work at the farms and that live in Chambliss or whatever little town go this way, and rail workers. And the rail workers probably aren't going to pay me up. So, I don't know. We're going to see this morning and just sit next to my pack and hope to God somebody goes that way. If not, I guess I'm walking 9 miles. I'm going to wait till around 12, and then after 12, I'm walking. And it's about 8 o'clock right now, so we'll see. Okay, so this is mile 18 since the I-40. This morning, I just walked another 6 miles. I was over by that like white thing way the hell over there. And now I'm walking the last 3.2 miles or so down to Cadiz. And this water truck's passed by me 2 times, filling up in Barstow or wherever and coming back, walking along this road. But this sucks. Like, no one here is willing to pick you up at all. There's no way you're getting a ride. So I'm just gonna walk the next 3 miles. I can see the trains right there, and yeah, I'm like, my body is like dead. My pack still weighs probably 70 pounds or so, and it's just getting ridiculous. But anyway, you can see this just long expansive road, and the trains are right there. You can see some lumber racks up there. It's gonna be a ways, and we'll update 3 miles from now. Well, the train gods made me earn that one. That is 21 miles with a 70 to 75 pound pack, all the way from the I-40 out here to the Cadiz Y. That was a walk that you earn it. You do it once, so you never have to do it again. And I will never, ever be doing that walk again. That was just suffrage the entire way down here. Luckily, it's mostly all downhill to get here. But anyway, I'm here. It's like 1 o'clock. This swap of trains happens later in the afternoon sometimes, and I'm gonna see. I might stay here at night and just let it go and get it tomorrow, or I might get it today. I don't know. We're gonna see what happens. Yeah, so this is definitely my train. They're pulling onto the Y right here. There's a lot of, this is a long, much longer train than I thought it was going to be. There might be some rideable grainers on the back, but that's it. There's not a lot. It's mostly auto racks and box cars on this thing. You can see it's turning onto the Y. It's probably going to drop this car. It's probably going to drop it in the yard right here, I'd imagine. Or pick up some other cars, I don't know. But this is exactly what they did the last time I was here. It's such a cool operation to watch this go down. It's so cool. I hope they pull this thing all the way into the yard or onto the Y, one of the two. Because this is great. Please have some rideable grainers, please. AZCR still has not shown up yet, and I hope they don't for a while. So I want to figure out this train and get some rideable cars. So I'm pretty sure BNSF is going to pick up this string, like that stack train over there that's going by, that string right there on the Y I was showing earlier. Pretty sure they're going to come back and take that back to Barstow. That's the return from AZCR that left there the last time. But yeah, there's some workers driving around over there. I don't know what the hell's going on, but I gotta get ready. Here, we'll see what happens. Wow. Okay, so essentially what's happening is they're pulling this train onto the second track of this Y. I gotta get in between these two trains before those engines detach to the other side and run up the other side of the Y and find a rideable car. See how possible that's gonna be. Should be pretty fucking easy if there's a rideable car. Update later. Alright, so I got this high wall. And now we're gonna see what happens. It kind of looks like we're going, I don't know, they're doing stuff with the brakes, but it'd be nice if this was one of the cars they're taking all the way to Parker/Phoenix. It would be great. They're doing stuff with the brakes. I hope they go forward. Please God, go forward. Please go forward. Please go forward. Okay, so AZCR just showed up. You can see them down there with their little tiny train. What I'm thinking they're going to do is probably cut their train on the main track down there before the Y. They're going to run up the other leg of this Y, so the east side of the Y. And BNSF is going to, they're probably going to run all the way up to these main tracks. BNSF is going to cut off this track on the second track of this west side of the Y, pick that train up and run it around, maybe. I don't know how this is going to work because it doesn't make a lot of sense right now. So, but yeah, AZCR is down there. We're going to see how this operation works. I'm very curious on how they're going to do this. So there's trains blocking both sides of this Y. So I don't really know what's going to happen, but we got this beautiful Mojave sunset in the distance. I'm this grainer. Hopefully there's no workers running around watching me out here next to the train, but it doesn't seem like it. Alright, AZCR power just hooked back up and we are rolling out of Cadiz. I know you can't see anything really right now, but we're going. Well, of course it happened. I am stranded now in Rice, California, in this fucking little train yard they have here. And I knew this was going to happen. I knew it. I felt it in all of my bones when I jumped on that train that I was going to stranded here. I tried so hard. To figure out what this train was going to do in this yard and like try to like run through the strings and see what it was going to pick up and drop off, and I just couldn't do it. I didn't have any idea what was happening, and it's a lesson learned, because now I'm in the middle of the Mojave Desert, just stranded. Luckily I have water and food and some alcohol, but like this is like one of the worst times I think I've ever had train hopping. This is really, really bad. And I'm so fucking pissed off, if you can't tell at the moment. I fucking can't. Like, the only train that comes through here just left me here. And there's probably going to be another train at the same time tomorrow, but that means either I have to hitchhike to Parker, Arizona tomorrow, or I have to wait for that train until this time tomorrow here. And I'm not happy. I'm not happy. I'm so fucked. Well, next day, still stuck here in Rice, California. Cannot believe that as hard as I tried last night to catch that train again and not get set out, it just kept throwing me curveballs, and I had set out on that grain train right there. And now I'm sitting here trying to hitchhike the CA62, and it is not looking like I'm gonna get a ride out of this place. It's all retirees and RVs, people in work vehicles, or like yuppie people in new cars in California. Like, every single person I've seen is white. Every person that's driven by it. It's kind of insane. But we're in Rice here, trying to hitchhike with my nice little AZ sign, and I found some flowers to go with it, so see how that goes. But I'm gonna be stuck here, and like right now, watch, I'm gonna throw my thumb out right here for this truck, and they're not gonna stop because I just know that nobody stops on this highway. Nope. This is hitchhiking, ladies and gentlemen. If you've never hitchhiked before, or only a couple of times, when you get stuck in places like this, you just know that you're totally effed. Like, I'm literally, the nearest town is Parker, and that's 50 miles away, maybe, something like that. And yeah, it's up over like between these two mountain ranges. But at least I have the train, and it'll come again tonight, so at least I try to get that. If it even stops here and does any work, that's a whole other story. But yeah, I'm kind of screwed, and I hate hitchhiking. The whole reason, when I first found trains and started riding trains, like I just put an end to hitchhiking. I was like, no more unless it's an absolute necessity, which is like what now is. But I hate it. I hate hitchhiking with every inch of my soul. I did it for years and years. I traveled all over the West doing hitchhiking up and down the coast and back and forth and whatever. But now it's just like annoying, pretty much. I mean, sitting here, like, this is what we got. I got this sign. I also lost a liter of water last night. My Nalgene that I had is gone. So I'm slowly running out of water. I've got this sign with my pack. You got the rice shoe fence. And this is what you got. Desert. As far as the eye can see. At least you got the train yard. Hopefully they come do some work. That Cadiz, the other way going to Cadiz, is going to show up here in like an hour probably. And see what they do. I might talk to the crew and ask them if they're going to work this yard. But they don't seem very friendly either. It's not a friendly, this isn't Uncle Pete over here. This is a whole different short line, Arizona short line. Not the most friendliest. Anyway, I'm going to quit ranting. This is what you got. Buy the ticket, take the ride, yada, yada, yada. So we're still here in Rice, California, hanging out in the yard. I'm assuming that if you watch this channel, you probably also watch Stobe's channel. If not, get on over to Stobe the Hobo's channel and watch his videos. But I'm pretty sure most people have. Anyway, when I'm in a situation like this, you know that video where Stobe's in Brownstein, Texas? And he's like, this is bad. This is so bad. I am marooned. I'm marooned here. I don't know where I'm at. I don't know if the trains will ever stop here again. And yeah, it's just like that. It's not, this is probably worse than that, I'm not gonna lie. Because yeah, at least that's on the Sweetwater line and trains go regularly through. This gets 2 trains a day. One going out that way to Cadiz, And they just went through about 3 or so hours ago, and it was just the engines. They weren't even exchanging anything with BNSF this time around. Yeah, they just went out there. They're probably there exchanging right now. Because what time is it? Yep, right around now. They're probably exchanging the same times yesterday with that other train, which they're not exchanging. They're just picking up the BNSF train and bringing it this way. Now, I thought that I just spent the last like 6 hours trying to hitchhike on Highway 62 here in California. Impossible. No one's going to pick you up. It's one of those places where you're just, like, you get the feeling hitchhiking that you're just not going to get picked up there. And I just called it at 4 o'clock this afternoon and said no. Like, I'm done. And I came over here and I'm like, I'm going to check these trains out. I don't even know if the train's going to stop here on the way back. I don't know what the fuck is going to happen. If I'm stuck here, like I lost my Nalgene water, like I was saying in the last clip, and so I have 1 gallon of water, a little less than that, and I have like 3/4 of a Gatorade that I'm using as a chaser for the vodka that I have right now. That's it. That's like a day's worth of liquid, period. So I have to get out of here within 24 hours. The only chance of that I have is either getting on this train when it comes back, coming through this yard. If it picks up cars or stops at all, I don't care. I will ride I don't care. I will ride this coil car right here. I don't give a shit. Whatever. But if it stops here, I'm going to get that. If it doesn't stop here, I'm going to have to get the train when it comes back through here the next day going back to Cadiz. And I might have to go back to Cadiz and just go to Barstow or something because I don't have water or anything. And I left some water at the Cadiz jungle, so I know there's some water up there. But there's a canal right here, like up there, that thing right there's a canal. I could break in that canal, and I've got some like purification tablets or whatever that I could use to get water if it's like a dire emergency. But either way, I don't want to have to do that. Anyway, brings me to my point. I walked in this yard and I'm like, I've got to get a train to get the fuck out of here. It's the only way I'm out of here. So I walked this train and I came down here to the end of this string that they cut me off last night, and lo and behold, there is a rear end device on this thing that they left. I don't know if I've ever showed people a rear end device. This is a rear end device. Look at it, it's beautiful. It tells you the air PSI right here when there's actual air in the thing. But there's not. It just attaches to the brake hose essentially at the end, and it talks to the train, to the head engine to say how much air is like all the way through the train at the end. Anyway, whatever. That's the rear end device. Not going to go into like depth with that. But so this thing has a rear end device on it. Still, this cut of cars they dropped off yesterday, which really makes me think that when they come back through here, they are going to pick this thing up and take it with them. Other reasons why I think that's going to happen. Why, Coy Wolf? Why do you think that's going to happen? Well, there are these 4 loaded TTX boxcars right here. So if you look at these springs could go either way. This car could not be loaded, or it could be loaded. I'm pretty goddamn sure that car's loaded with how far those springs are down. Like usually the whole trick of like putting your like finger into the spring, if it doesn't fit in there, then it's probably loaded. But the way how far those springs are down, I'm guessing that these are loaded. I don't know with what. I guess paper, something lighter is what I'm thinking. But as we go down these cut of cars, we got these 4 loaded TTX boxcars. We got that coil car, which is loaded on the end with the rear end device. Then we got, I don't know, 1 or 2 more loaded coil cars. So the coil cars are loaded usually with coils of steel or aluminum or whatever kinds of metal, sheet metal essentially, just rolled into coils. And then after that, if you see up there, actually I'll just get a clip of that later here in a minute. Okay, continuing. So I'm saying, right here, there is this one freaking auto rack that I was very, like, just wondering what the hell was going on with it. And I came over and I'm like, this thing's got to be empty. No, sure enough. Let's see if I can get the camera in there. See that? That's a brand new Toyota Corolla. A whole freaking auto rack full of them right here. So they don't, I mean they do, it's the railroad, so I can't really say for sure, but like this is a precious kind of piece of cargo they're not just going to leave out here. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's like pretty easy to break into and get yourself some new cars if you really freaking wanted to out here in the middle of nowhere. So I'm guessing that they're gonna come for this. Also, you've got like a couple of these empty freaking lumber racks, which kind of weirds me out. You got these 2 coil cars, like I was saying before. This is all coming from Oregon. All of this, I'm pretty damn sure, is all coming from the Pacific Northwest. Because you got some Portland lumber right there. That's loaded 2x4s in that lumber car. And then down there, those grainers that I was riding, down around there, most of those are loaded. I don't know with what. I mean, it's all like this loaded train. Like both these coil cars are loaded. It's got loaded wood. It's got loaded grainers. Loaded auto rack. Really makes me think that it's going to leave with the next train that comes through, and I really hope to God it does. I need to get out. I can't stay here. It's cool. It's beautiful. I mean, look at this. I live over here. Look how beautiful that Mojave scenery is right next to sunset. It's awesome. But I'm not here for the scenery. I've already been here to Rice multiple different times. Foam trains here. I want to ride this train to Phoenix, and from Phoenix to Winslow, and from Winslow back to Needles to get my van. That's what I'm trying to do. And I got a lot of days to do it. I just don't want to run out of supplies. Essentially, don't want to run out of water, don't want to run out of liquor, don't want to run out of, you know, whatever. But anyway, that's my rant. We'll see what happens tonight. Pacow! Dude, the wind out here is so gnarly. You can see, you can barely see those mountains. There's a dust storm rolling across the flats down there. You can see it up there, actually, above the tank car. You can see the dust just rolling. And listen to this. You hear that? The wind just ripping at this water tower. Right here. Just still hanging out at Rice. Sundown. Some other rider tags. There's a lot of people that rode this line in 2021, it looks like. Then you got me. Last year. Okay, so we got the units coming up here on the turn, and we'll see. I really hope this train stops and does work here. I will be so depressed if it doesn't, but please, train gods, please stop here and do work. Please, train gods, please, train gods, please. All right, now you can't see anything but that flashing thread right there, but I grabbed me a empty lumber rack, and I've never ridden an empty lumber rack, but today's going to be the day. Apparently, it's the very last car on this train. They just pulled that other train that I was on in the yard up, and I think they're going to connect it to this. And if this starts moving backwards, I'm getting off, and I'm going to see if I can get on. I hope I don't get cut out again. This is going to be bad. This is the very last car on the train. I don't think that's going to happen. I think we're good. Hopefully, finally out of fucking Rice. God, I hope so. Ladies and gentlemen, I know you can't see anything on camera, but I am out of Rice, California on an empty lumber rack. Last car on the train. Thank you, train gods. Thank you so much. Out. Okay, so we're coming into Parker here right now. We're gonna go over the Colorado River Bridge and go to the crew change here in Parker. This is where shit's gonna get real. I'm really hoping, I mean, it's like 12 o'clock exactly right now. And I hope that I can hide well enough to this crew change on this fucking lumber rack. Come on. Be able to get through it and keep going to Phoenix. So, we're gonna see how that goes. And, but it's gonna get, yeah, this is where I really need to get down and hide. There's a few road crossings, and we're gonna be right next to the crew office, and I'm on a lumber rack. So, no cover. We'll see what happens. So this is the Colorado River Bridge right here in Parker, AZ. I'm hoping ain't nobody looking too close to this train because I'm up on top of it, but it's going over the bridge right here. This is an impressive trestle. I wish you could see this in the daytime, but it just doesn't happen in the daytime. This is all at night. Colorado River, pretty much dry at this point. All right, time to get down. Ready for the crew change. I'm pretty sure we're going around Mojave right now. I really need to find a better car in the daytime. Lumber rack's not going to suffice. Guy walking his dog right there, Jesus. Yeah, this is Mojave meeting up with a Peavine here, and I'm still stuck on this lumber rack. This is not going to be great going through Wickenburg. Let's see. But yeah, here we go down to Phoenix. We'll see what happens. You know, this lumber rack kind of sucks. But hey, I'm out of fucking rice, right? So we're cruising along the Hassayampa River corridor right here. And it's super scenic and nice. This is the part of the Peavine that's really nice coming through. Right outside of Allah, Arizona. Like Allah Akbar, sort of Allah, Arizona. Super nice. You see the water down there? Yeah. on this lumber rack. I think there might be a rideable grainer up from me, maybe. We're gonna see when we get to Castle Hot Springs or wherever this train will stop. Crossing over the trestle on the AZCR right here. It's so beautiful. My God. Such a beautiful part of Arizona. So we're about to roll into Castle Hot Springs here, and I got this suicide grainer that I'm sitting on. There's barely anything to fucking hold on to. This is my ride into Phoenix. It's better than that lumber rack for being concealed, so it's not the greatest. But we'll see what happens at Castle Hot Springs here. Hopefully we switch off and I can get out of sight of these AZCR units when they roll past. Okay, so the train just broke air here at Castle Hot Springs. They're going to run these units back up to that other train I didn't actually show in any video, but BNSF brought a repo train up from Mobest Yard. These units are going to run up and attach to that, and those BN units, which are some cool GP40s, are going to come down and attach to this and take me into Phoenix. And as you can see, I found myself an auto rack because right in front of that grainer, that suicide grainer that I was on, I didn't even look, but this empty auto rack was open, and it's one of the kind that are really easy for the doors to open. So got me a nice, safe, concealed ride into Phoenix. Getting off on the fly is not going to be an option, but you know, it should be all right. We should stop. If we stop for clearance outside of Glendale, that's where I'm going to get off, so that I can get on the IM train back up to Winslow. If we stop there, that would be so convenient and spectacular. I can't even begin. But it's nice. We have some birds chirping out here. There's not going to be much of scenery for the rest of this trip. Just going into Phoenix. But yeah, this is pretty nice. This is an unexpected surprise for this leg of the journey. Well, just hopped off here in Phoenix. Jumped off that auto rack in front of a whole line of cars on a street waiting at the crossing. So I'm gonna try to dip around the block and make myself be less known. But yeah, Phoenix is nice. God, it is nice down here. Holy crap, the weather is amazing. And then I'm gonna go right back into the cold like a dumbass. Should be good. We're here in Phoenix. We made it. Cadiz, Road Cadiz, all the way to Phoenix. Rad as fuck. All right. Well, Circle K is next. I'm gonna get a beer, figure out a bus to get back up to Glendale. So immediately after getting off the train and walking a block, I go around the corner and I find a taco truck. And I walk to the taco truck, gonna buy me just a taco with my last $5. And dude shows up, this dude working an oil truck or something comes up and goes, anything you want, man, I'm gonna buy you lunch. And he bought me freaking all my lunch and a drink and kicked it down $20 right after getting off the train. I had to walk for 10 minutes before I got free lunch and $20. Fuck yeah, Phoenix. That is a great first impression right now. Anyway, I'm here. This is Mojave Yard right there. And that's the train I was on. Well, no, it isn't. Whatever. The train that I'm on is in there now. And I have to go back up to Glendale because I want to catch the stack train. And I don't really want to mess around with Mobest over there. I don't really care to ride another GM out of here. But yeah, we're going to I don't know, see what Phoenix has to offer. I might go downtown just because, and then take the train, like the light rail, and then a bus from there. And we'll see what happens. Update in Phoenix.